Good morning, everybody. Today I have got a mix of things to do. And first off is topping up the garlic bed, the bed that I pulled the garlic from, with some extra soil. And I'm going to be planting some more seeds in there, which are, I'm a sucker for punishment, you guys. I'm doing turnips and radishes in here. I'm going to be pulling up the radishes and seeding some more arugula. But if you've been following along, my success with turnips and radishes has not been great. So this is where the garlic was that I pulled up a few days ago. I'm going to be prepping this, adding more soil to it, and then seeding turnips and radishes because I really have nothing to lose at this point. And in theory, radishes are a pretty quick crop. These turnips are 60 days, which gives me, right now, it's August. What day is it today? August 2nd? I think we're the 2nd today. Anyway, 60 days brings us to, let's say, August 1st, September 1st, October 1st, which is plenty of time for turnips to grow. As the days get a little bit shorter, they may take a little bit longer to grow than that, but turnips can handle a frost, worst case scenario, so we're all good to go. The arugula I'll be planting here. I'm going to pull these radishes that went to seed. I don't even know if I'm going to save the seeds from these just because they didn't do great. So I'm kind of worried about saving seeds from something that didn't do great. So I'll plant arugula in this little spot. And I also wanted to show you what's been coming up. So check out the beans. Look, we have blooms on the beans already, which is good. And they're growing up the teepee, which is awesome. So this is where I had planted some extra basil after I pulled the greens out. So that's coming up. I thought it was kale, but no, it is basil. And I planted a lot. So there's 2 there. There's a whole bunch. Probably a little too thick there, but you know what? I'm just going to let it do its thing because I want a lot of basil. The kale is coming up in here. So that's coming up. That's coming up. That's the existing basil. Kale is coming up here. That's a weed. We're going to pull that away, throw that over there. What else did I seed? I seeded some kale here just to fill in the empty spots in the garden. So there's one there. Everything else is growing. For whatever reason, as soon as I planted bush beans, the turnips decided to grow. So I don't know what's going to happen here. We're just going to let that do its thing. Over here, we had planted chard, and that is all coming up. You can see them there. Because I plant things in a very distinct square pattern, I know what's coming up is actually what I want to come up versus a weed. So that should be chard. These 2 as well. So that's all coming up. And then in this bed, which was, what was here again? Trying to remember what was in here. Oh, the potatoes. So in the potato bed, I've got my 2 collards coming up. So that's collards. And then I have mustard greens. I can see how it's planted in a grid. So I know that's my stuff. And then I planted bok choy. I think that was bok choy. And then a bunch of spinach. And spinach comes up very distinctly. Like, you can tell the seedling that's a spinach seedling. So I've got 3 little rows of spinach. And then more mustard greens. And then 2 more collards. There and there. So this was the bed that had the garlic in it. So I'm going to prep it, just add some more soil to it, and then seed probably half turnips, half radish. And we'll see. This will be the redemption bed. We'll see what happens. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I brought a yard waste bag. This is mainly for the radishes, but I've already got some weeds in there. Just on my way from the garage to the, can you see that in there? to the garden, I weed along the way. I find that if I do it gradually, it never becomes an insurmountable task. And I also planted some lettuce here. Let me see if they're coming up. Oh yeah, they are. I think they are. That looks like a weed to me. But this might be lettuce, and this. I think I planted 3 lettuce here. And then also in this bed, in the empty spots. So I should see lettuce coming up here. I don't see any yet, but this was the latest one that I did, so might not be ready yet. Yeah, I am not seeing, oh, maybe this. But we'll see. We'll let it do its thing. I've been harvesting the lettuce heads at this point because they're not showing signs of bolting, but that would be imminent with the weather we've been having. They just get taller, and I keep peeking inside to see if I see any flowering. This one, see this? This little stalk, it's probably going to be fine, but I'm going to harvest that head next, just so that we don't lose it. And I've got more Grand Rapids hiding under the beans there anyway. All right, and then the other thing that I wanted to share is I got new gardening gloves. I don't know if this is as exciting to you as it is to me. All of my gloves are they're pretty much done. You know what? I don't care if they're dirty. I'll wash them, I'll rinse them. I've even thrown them in the wash a couple times. But when the fingers start to fray and the dirt just goes right through, then you know it's time. And what I was excited about was the new colors. So I got these off Amazon. And check it out. There's a dark purple, a dark green, which is super nice, this fluorescent green, and a burgundy. Isn't that nice? And these ones have, let me grab a pair out and we can look at them. They're your usual gardening gloves, but they've got this rubber. Not rubber, I don't know what it is. This, the inside of the hand and the fingertips are let me find out what these are. It's not rubber, what is it? I got these off of Amazon, Canada. Excellent grip, 41% recycled polyester knit lining, allowing airflow to keep hands dry. What are the tips made of? Check. Doesn't really say, but no matter. I've been using these gloves for, I don't know, many years, and I love them, and I'm excited. I'm a little hesitant because I'm going to get them dirty, but it is what it is. I'm sure that's going to pass pretty quickly. So I'm going to get these on and top up the bed, and we'll do all the seeding. And I'll show you what I've done when I'm finished. See you in a bit. Okay, so this is after topping up the soil, and I'm about to seed my radishes and my turnips. And I feel like I'm just going to do 1/3 radishes and 2/3 turnips. And we'll see how that goes. And then I also pulled up all the spent radishes, the radishes that I'd gone to seed, and planted arugula all around this marigold here and next to the onions. I might be a little early for arugula because it's still warm and it comes up quick and it may bolt, but if that happens, I'll just seed them again. It's not the end of the world. I have tons of seed. All right, onward. Oh, and I used my new gloves. It makes you wonder why they make them white, because that out of the box is the cleanest that they're ever going to be. But I love them anyway. I'm excited to be using my new gloves today. All right, let's go seed some radishes and turnips. All right, everything is seeded. So this is what I did. I created a little line there so that I know what to seed on which side. This is all radish. That is all turnips. And then I'm just going to cover up my holes. And I probably put a couple in each one just to make sure that something comes up. Just going to cover my holes. And then I'll come back after and water everything in. Same thing here. And I pat them in just to make sure that the seeds they have good contact with the soil. All right. all done. Now I'm going to go get my hose going and water this in. And then we wait for redemption bed. Turnip and radish 2.0 for the season and see what happens. Or if they'll decide to mock me again. Now this is a bed, what was in here? Potatoes. And the potatoes did well. So I feel like if they're going to do well, this is probably a good bed for them to do it in. So we'll see. All right, time to water. And just because we're here and the bees are hard at work, we're going to take a bee break to admire the bees. Crazy. They're like, what is she doing? Get that thing out of here. We don't need the paparazzi. All right, back to business. Right, let's see if I can do this one-handed. I have my hose. I'm ready to go. And just watering them in until, until there's enough moisture that goes past where the seeds are. Should be fine. Okay, and then we're going to do the same over here for the arugula. Okay. I watered everything else yesterday afternoon, and it's raining tomorrow, so I won't have to water anything for a while. And then check this out. This is the coolest thing. It's one of those hose reel things where you pull it. Hold on. To pull it, and then it just winds its way back up. I used to have a manual one of these. Oh my god. That was not cool. And that's it. Super easy. I love that. That's like the best investment we ever did. And that's it. That's it for today, at least in the back garden. I'll probably pick up some weeds along the way, on the way back to the garage. All right. So, and all of this is just to say that even if you harvest something, like I don't want to leave these beds empty. Like this was peas, potatoes, garlic. But it's only August 1st. And there's at least, our first frost date is sometime in the middle to end of October. So that's still plenty of time. It's like at least 60, 70, 75 days to be able to plant something. So I'll be able to get more food. For sure out of these two, it's just the radishes and turnips. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But just to get another round of stuff to eat from your garden for the second half of the summer. It's awesome. And I hope you're doing that too. I'm just looking at these raspberries here. I picked a whole bunch yesterday. Some of them are almost ready. Let me see. Oh, there's one here. The gardener always gets the reward from the garden. I'm just going to eat it. It's so good. Whoever does the work gets to reap the first rewards. I see another one over here. Let me go see. I see dark red. Was I right? Or are they not ready? Not quite ready yet. Where's the other one I saw? Oh no, not quite ready. But soon. Soon. All right. That's it for today, you guys. Have a good one.